Hello twin flames, this is Victoria. Welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check-in. Let's dive right in. Today I want to use the Oracle of the Fairies to begin with. Let's get a message of guidance for each of the twin collectives, and then we'll go straight into the messages themselves. Whew. Everyone take a deep breath. I hope you used the time well. Yesterday was the 10-10 portal. It was quite intense, but I would say in a good way. Hope it was like that for you too. Of course, remember this is a collective reading, so take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. And if it resonates, if you like my content, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, share it with others, subscribe to my channel. This weekend I'm going to share the sweepstakes info on how you can enter to win a free personal reading with me. Nature signs, that's what the feminines have gotten. Be receptive of the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We need to only open our hearts and minds. Beautiful, I love it. Might actually go for a walk shortly after this. Not that I technically live in nature, but you know. And that's actually a good point. Sometimes we don't really need even to go outside. Maybe it's not an option for you. You can also connect to nature through your pets, through your plants, whichever representation of nature you have inside. Even working with the element of water, actually, right? It's more about intention and what kind of meaning you put into it. Wow, for masculines I got stargazing. I don't think I've ever gotten this card before. It's beautiful. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. You know what? I was doing that in Greece, in Patmos Island, and it was magical. I mean, obviously, wherever you are in a place with no light pollution, you can see real stars, it's special. I would say the altitude also matters. So like the Greece altitude was, I guess, more favorable than what we have here. So and specific installations, if you have a chance to look up what you're looking at, that can also bring in some meaning. So wow, yeah, I feel like it's almost like this energy key that when you start looking at the night sky, if you really pay attention to the stars, the moon, any other objects you see, like the planets. I think there's a comet now that's visible with the naked eye. Some people have sightings of the northern lights. Congratulations, by the way, if you are among those people. I'm going to nature this weekend, so might skip one of the days of readings. We'll see. And fingers crossed, it's not going to be too much north, but it's north enough from where I am right now, and I'm hoping to maybe see some pink in the sky. Okay, we'll use the Steampunk Tarot for the main read today, without further ado. By the way, new episode of Mindfully Awake is going to be out today. It's going to be around patience. I mentioned it a couple of days ago in a reading, and really that the topic stuck with me, that people don't appreciate it enough in our current society. It's not really encouraged or incentivized, and a lot of times the anxiety or the rage that we could be feeling is like the opposite of the patience. It's almost like prevents us from having patience in our life at all. But it is a virtue. It is important to acknowledge, to respect, and to hold that space. So I'll talk about that tonight, and of course I'll share the link as soon as it's available. But some of you already know the channel, and yeah, you can find it, of course, but I will provide the link. Four of Swords, bottom of the deck. Yes, self-care, maybe actually time in nature. I just realized I was starting to talk about the walk, but I actually will be doing hikes tomorrow and Sunday. So there we go. That's my time in nature. Yay, problem solved. I mean, you can never go wrong about it. And I would just say in our climate, of course, this is like the beginning of the peak of the fall foliage season. So the next few weeks are going to be magical. I'm sure, even if you're just looking at your garden, not more than that. Okay, so let's see what we have for the feminine energy here. 6 of Wands clarified by 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's the ultimate, like, the real victory is to embrace your Empress self. This is like the minor arcana representation of the Empress energy, I'm sorry, right? Like, this is really building that safe harbor, but also Garden of Eden around you, making sure that this is representation of the life you're living, of, you know, the image of the happy life that you have, that you're creating it constantly around you. And I don't mean you're working hard, but you're following the path to that happiness, right? And that's a real win. Not somewhere externally where somebody says, "Ooh, Victoria's done well today," or like, "Oh, that reward is really special, good for you, Victoria." No, this is about going within and understanding, like, that reward really isn't gonna make me happy at the end of the day, right? But what do I need to have in my space? How do I need to move, to eat, to sleep, to be in that happy space? Recognizing how important that is. Wow, for the masculines we have 2 major arcanas, the Temperance and the Magician. 14 and 1, which makes 15, which makes 6. Yeah, bringing in love, really. Temperance is the Patience card I was just talking about, and I like that it's the key card here. So, masculines watching, you may want to check out the episode that I'm going to be recording this, well, it's actually going to be streaming live at 6 p.m. New York time, but if you can join, then there will be a recording afterwards. This is like how, even though you have a lot of resources, a lot of potential, and a lot of ideas, it's not really about a success overnight, right? Sometimes it may happen, but a lot of times we have a feeling, and that's the side effect of our hectic society, our expectation of quick gratification, quick result, quick response. There's so much information, we want answers right away, and we want results right away, right? And what that can mean is that we're pushing a certain agenda aggressively, right? And energetically, it's not serving us. It's not really keeping us in the divine alignment. It's not us showing respect to divine timing. And I mean, divine timing is gonna stay there regardless, right? But this is like you are resistant to the natural flow of things, but it is just as important. That's one of the key aspects of manifestation. That's actually what I mentioned in the description to my episode. That patience is going to be very important in your manifestation process, whether it's a love relationship, a business, I don't know, some personal health goals, anything else that you are looking to aspire that's a little bit more ambitious than, like, I don't know, brushing your teeth twice a day or something. So maybe somebody has it as a goal, who knows, but I mean, that's easily reachable, right? Creating a healthy love relationship, if you haven't really had one before, that's a much more ambitious goal. Speaking of which, additional question for today is the Sun clarified by the Page of Cups. This is like, what do we need to forgive to be able to really, truly fall into this energy of happiness with each other, right? What is keeping us away from that energy of mutual love and admiration? Feminines, you have the Devil clarified by Page of Wands. Yeah, so feminines are kind of blaming the masculines for something that they've done before that they don't think they actually feel remorse for. It's like they don't really realize what they've done. That's at least how the feminine sees it, right? Because there's also a Devil card here. So it's like, that's the vision, that's the perception. Or maybe because the masculine hasn't apologized, that's why the feminine is thinking that they don't even think they've done something wrong. All right, it's not necessarily the case. And what I'm also seeing with this card, is the masculine is actually paying the price for however they've wronged you, right? But essentially, the apology may actually come in when you're open to it, divine feminines, right? When you've done your part of the forgiveness, even without the person actually giving you full-on justification, you're being able to rebuttal and, you know, tell them how bad it was for you, how they've hurt you, and all that stuff, right? Tell it to yourself. Do one of those rituals. I don't know, there's so many, how you let go of pain, of rage, of whatever those feelings are, right? Maybe just follow it through in a therapy process, but you can and should be healing that yourself. That's one of the tricky parts of this twin flame journey. I find that a lot of times, like in this example, things will start coming together after you've forgiven without the masculine coming in and begging for forgiveness, right? Because your energy field changes, it goes into high vibe, it becomes more open, your heart becomes more open, and then the love can come in. Of course, if this is your divine masculine. If not, then even easier, right? This is just easier for you to release that burden, maybe that you'll never talk to that person again, right? So why holding on to that? Masculines have 5 of Pentacles clarified by 10 of Pentacles. Masculines have this feeling that they're not enough, or they don't have enough. And that's what they need to change around, to forgive themselves, or to accept what they are and what they have. You know, understand that for the feminine, the material wealth and possessions isn't going to be key in this, right? Also understanding that it's in your power to turn things around, divine masculines. Again, when you step out of that lack mentality, like for some reason, maybe somebody has been telling you that you'll never do well in life, or you'll never be able to get out of this, I don't know, label of some sort, right? Like people judging you somehow, being prejudiced against you, and then that's why they'll never give you a chance, right? You need, whatever that story is, that's actually part of the content I delivered in Negative Self-Talk episode. Unfortunately, the technical people messed it up and they published their own episode, but it will come out one of these days. We'll publish it. It's critical. The way you talk about yourself and your life, to yourself and to others, when you're, I don't know, having a beer with a friend, how do you talk about your life? What you're capable of, what you have, how hard you work to get there, or even if you haven't, what are you ready to do to go farther in life? Okay, how are the feminine seeing the connection at this time? 7 of Swords clarified by Queen of Wands. Feminine's like, yeah, I mean, poor divine masculine, they can't really hide much from me because of my intuition and because of how much we are connected, how closely we are connected with each other, right? Like there is not much that, you know, like whatever the reasoning is, they can't really hide it. And it's funny and sad at the same time, because, and for masculines watching, you think that it's, well, first mistake is that if you think that if you're not talking about it, it's not really hurting anyone. That's not true in case of divine feminine, because they can still read it in your energy. And if you're talking about it, you're actually already hurting them. But also, you know, there may be things that masculines aren't ready to talk about, that they're ashamed of, like all of these different things. And especially, you know, towards the feminine, like admitting those things is scary. But that's the irony of it, that the feminines kind of already know, maybe not with the details, but generally speaking, right? And masculines, that's, you know, feminines still accept you with all that. So the more you remove the mystery and the the lie of omission, right? If you don't talk about it, the more you remove that BS and you become more vulnerable and honest, the faster this thing is going to come together and work out. For masculines, how are they seeing the connection? We have the Death clarified by 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, masculines are understand that they need to change the way that they approach love-related situations, the way that they make decisions about them. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I talk about this, or I keep it to myself? Right? The universe is bringing up some karmic events that are going to help masculine see that where they thought that they had it all figured out, or that they're the master of whatever, communication, sweet talk, being charming and charismatic, good looking, I don't know, something, right? They will see how that's not really the case. Because if they are struggling to choose, or they're trying to support several stories, several storylines, that's gonna come back to bite them, quite literally. Okay, I am gonna leave it here. I hope this was useful to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.